Hello, YouTube. Of course, we all know the 1984 movie Gremlins with Stripe and Little Gizmo. It's one of my favourite movies of all time. But did you know about the movie Munchies? It was released in 1987 and it's kind of a nod to Gremlins. I think all of the people that produced this movie were massive fans of Gremlins. We also all know the movie Wayne's World. It's another one of my favourite movies, and if we don't know it, we should be ashamed of ourselves. But this movie features the AMC Pacer, the Mirthmobile. AMC stands for American Motor Company, and the reason I'm bringing up the AMC Pacer from Wayne's World is because of this car featured in Munchies. This is an AMC Gremlin. This is a car that I didn't even know existed until recently. If you look at this in the movie though, look, it's even got Gremlin written on the hood. And if you look at the number plate of the car in the movie, it's O Gizmo, another complete nod to Gremlins. Anyway, I want to make a munchie. So I'm starting like this with a wooden base, and I've just drilled a couple of holes and fed in some wire, and then I've just twisted the wire around itself, and I've created this wire armature. This is 2mm aluminium wire, which is really quite easy to bend and twist into a position like this. Next, I take some aluminium foil and I just scrunch it up a bit onto this armature until I get something that looks a bit like this. The reason that I've made his body so wide is because he's going to be wearing like a big sort of cloak. If it was just a naked Munchie, it'd have to be quite a lot thinner than this. Okay, for the next step, I'm going to be using a product called Milliput. And if you haven't used Milliput before, it's a two-part putty. You mix the two parts together in equal amounts, and then it sets rock hard at room temperature in about 4 hours. This box that I'm showing you is from silver grey Milliput, but I'm actually going to be using standard Milliput on this. So you'll see the colour of it in a second. It's like a sort of a pale kind of yellow grey colour. So this stage is really quick, really basic to do. You're just making very thin sheets of milliput, maybe about 2-3 millimeters thick, and you just coat all of the aluminium foil. And you can see here the legs are quite wide, the arms are quite wide, but it's all going underneath a cloak later anyway, so you're not going to see any of this. It doesn't need to be perfect in any way. You can see mine is really lumpy. Right, while I was waiting for the main form of the body to harden, I just made a whole load of claws. And you can see I've put them on a sheet of aluminium foil and they stick on, but that's okay. So these longer claws are going to be for the fingers. And then I've made a whole load of shorter claws as well that are going to be for the feet. They're really basic, and because they're all the same, you get into a rhythm of making them all really fast. Right, I didn't have any sort of terracotta coloured fabric, and I couldn't be bothered to buy some and wait for it to come through the post. So I just grabbed some yellow fabric that I had, and I made him this little tiny robe. It's all just sort of sewn together, but it's very loose and very rough. I just wanted to get the sort of overall shape. And then I'm going to paint this later. You can see I've made the hands, I've made the feet, and I've put the claws in position, and he's looking pretty cool at this stage, even though he hasn't got a head yet. It was obviously really bugging me that his cloak was this bright yellow colour, so the first thing I really wanted to do was this, just paint the whole thing terracotta. This is reasonably tricky because obviously the paint soaks into the material, so you have to kind of water down your acrylic paint a little bit and let it kind of soak in and dry. And I'll need to give this another coat because you can see it's still a little bit patchy. There's still some yellow kind of coming through here and there. But that's okay, I don't mind giving it another coat. It was reasonably quick to paint this anyway. I'm going to be using System 3 acrylic paints to do all of the painting on this. Right, next I thought it would be easiest to do the lower jaw and the neck. So you can see I've done the sort of tendons that go on the neck, and then I've done that lower jaw. So I did it just as a kind of a flat plate first, then I put the gums on as a kind of a strip, and then I pushed the little teeth down into those, and then I've added a tongue as well. So it's easier to do that in stages, so the whole bottom jaw is done, and then I can put the upper jaw on completely separate over the top of that. and I'll make the upper jaw separately, and then I will add it on, as opposed to kind of trying to put it on and then sculpt it actually in place. So I made it here, and I put the gum row of gums, pushed all the little tiny teeth into it, and then I've also sculpted his ears. Again, I sculpted the ears separately, and then I joined them on after I'd made them. That way you can kind of put them on and you can position them to exactly where you want them before the milliput hardens. There are lots of detailed sections that I had to make separately to go on his cloak. So all of these, can you see there's aluminium foil sheets at the back of them? And that's because I made kind of strips of milliput, and I kind of curved them over his shoulders, let those harden, and then I've added all of the detail bits on top of those, like things like the little strips and circles and things. On these bits, you can see that I've bent them over these modelling tools just to give them a curve, because these are going to go on his arms and legs, so they need to stick to the curve of the fabric. I've added these little plate things as well that go underneath the main kind of shoulder sections. There's a little detail bit that goes on the front, and there's this little disc thing as well. So all have been made separately, and then I'm going to paint all of these black, again just using System 3 acrylic paints, and then I'm going to dry brush silver onto them until they look like this. So they have that sort of metallic look to them. If you haven't done dry brushing before, it's particularly good when you're trying to make something look like it's made of metal. So I took some silver paint, put it on a really rough old brush, really frayed brush, and then I just dried that on a bit of kitchen paper. Kitchen paper, by the way, I had a comment about this recently. If you live in the US, it's what you guys call paper towel. So rub it on a bit of paper towel until your brush is almost completely dry. And then you just rub that over the top surfaces of all of your sections, and then it gives it that little kind of metallic effect, makes it look like it's made of metal. Works particularly well if you paint something black first. You can see I painted all the edges of his robes in black. Okay, next stage is that I painted the inside of his mouth a nice dark red colour, and then all of his skin on his head, his ears, and his arms and legs I've done in this raw sienna colour. I also painted the inside of his nostrils black and the back of his mouth black as well. The raw sienna is going to be the darkest colour on his skin though. So when you look at it, you can imagine that I'm going to be dry brushing a lot of much lighter kind of creamy colours and things over the top of this. And that will really make everything show up. And also I've got to paint his claws as well. Okay, I painted on all of those lighter colours using the dry brush technique, but then I've also gone over the whole thing with some PVA glue on all of the skin areas. And you can see obviously at this stage the glue is still wet. So all the PVA glue looks white, but all of that white is going to dry clear, and then you'll see all of the brighter colours underneath that I painted. I think you can just about make out on the claws that obviously I've done the claws in a much more sort of pale yellow colour. And that really makes them stand out. But like I say, you need to see it with the PVA glue dried, which I'll show you in a second. That gives the finished look, which is slightly glossy. And also the PVA glue really protects all of the paint. Okay, here he is as the finished Munchie, and you can see I've painted the base bright green. That really kind of sets everything off. And you can see where the PVA glue has dried, so all of his skin looks shiny. You can see where I've dry brushed the lighter colours on his skin as well. I also watered down some black paint, and I've added some on the front of his kind of muzzle and a little bit underneath his kind of eyebrow ridges and things, and just in between some of his scales, and that's really kind of darkened things up a little bit. Okay, all of this kind of fur I added, this was from an old sort of shaggy dog toy that I had, and I cut bits off. It's the same stuff that I used actually for striped hair on my stripe figure that I made from Gremlins, but you can see it was bright white when I first put it on. So again, I needed to water down some black paint and also some kind of creamy coloured paint So I've gone in there and I've added that just to the roots, and that works really well, I think. So if you've been to this channel before, you'll know that I love movies like Gremlins and Critters and Ghoulies and that kind of thing. And I've made Stripe from Gremlins full size. I've made Gizmo. I've done I've done a Critter, and I've done the Ghoulies. So probably next on my list, there's a movie called Hobgoblins. So I quite want to make one of those. It's not a particularly good movie, but the creatures in it are really cool looking as well. And obviously, as soon as I saw the movie Munchies, I knew I had to make a Munchie to go in with all of my other figures. If any of you are watching this and you know of any other movies with little tiny weird creatures in, doesn't matter if the movie is bad, that's fine. It doesn't matter if the movie is really obscure, I don't mind that either. It's more just if the creatures look really cool, so that I can make one and add it to my collection. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you do know any. Also, check out my previous videos if you get a chance to see a lot of the other movie creatures that I've made. I'd like to thank Milliput for sponsoring this channel. If you haven't tried Milliput, go out and get yourself some. It's a really cool product. If any of you want to see my creatures in the flesh, I'm going to be at Makers Central at Birmingham NEC in May. In the meantime, don't forget to hit like if you like this video. It really helps my channel. Hit subscribe to see anything that I post up in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.